Hello YouTubers, Roman Jr. here for BFNations, bringing you some Battlefield 1 news. So yesterday there was a post on the Battlefield website talking about the road ahead for Battlefield 1, leading up until Battlefield 2018, and what we would get content-wise and update-wise. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about all of that. So we have map giveaways, shock operation, game updates, and more. So the first bit of news is Rupture is now free for all to play. So Rupture is one of the maps in They Shall Not Pass DLC, and it is now available for all players. Even if you only have the base game, you can now play Rupture as of right now, April 19th. And they say here, we're glad to announce that we're making more maps from Battlefield 1 They Shall Not Pass available for all owners of Battlefield 1. Today you can tackle Rupture, a map taking place during the Second Battle of the Marne, characterized by its poppies growing over rusty wrecks. And they also say that coming in May, base game owners will be able to play more They Shall Not Pass maps, so they will probably make the remainder of the 3 maps of that DLC free. Moving on to the next bit of news, shock operations. So what this is, bite-sized epicness is coming to Battlefield 1 in a new mode, dubbed Shock Operations. The mode supports 40 players and sees attackers and defenders battling over sectors, just like the fan-favorite Operations mode introduced to the Battlefield franchise with Battlefield 1. Here, though, the action will be focused to one single map, ideal if you don't have time for a full Operations match. So 2 things to note here, shock operations will take place on a single map and not across 2 maps back to back, and it will only be playable in 40 players. Now the maps that will get this special game mode are Giant's Shadow, Prise d'Ahur, Lupco Pass, Zeebrugge, and River Somme. And they say here most of these maps are normally only available to owners of Battlefield 1 Premium Pass or standalone expansion packs. However, base game owners can access them too when playing shock operations. So no, you don't need the specific DLC or Premium Pass to play shock operations. Even if it's on a DLC map, you will be able to play it with everybody else. Of course, you won't be able to play those specific maps if they are running other game modes. It will only be for shock operations. And now for monthly game updates. We're continuing monthly updates for Battlefield 1 until June 2018, in which you can expect fresh content together with various tweaks and fixes for the player experience. As you may have seen on the updates page, these updates can cover anything, matchmaking, weapon balance, even dreadnought horns that sometimes won't stop blaring. So they say here, fresh new content. Maybe we can expect the new weapon variants coming in soon. Of course, as well as shock operations and maybe a couple of other things here and there. And of course, always working on tweaks and bugs and all those fixes to make the quality of life even better. Now moving on to talking about the CTE, if you want to try out shock operations, this unfortunately only concerns PC players. If you have the CTE, you will be able to try shock operations, and this is how the schedule is going to go. So on April 19th, shock operations on the Somme goes live. Also on the 19th, Play with Dice event. April 20th, map rotation changes to the Somme and Prise d'Ahur. April 23rd, map rotation changes to Prise d'Ahur and Giant's Shadow. April 25th, map rotation changes to Giant's Shadow and Lupco Pass. April 27th, map rotation changes to Lupco Pass and Zeebrugge. And on April 30th, the CTE is then shut down. So if you want to try out all of these new shock operations on these specific maps, there'll be a link to all of the stuff I talked about in the description down below. And while we're on the subject of the CTE, there's also 2 other things to note on the CTE right now. The General EU has a bolt action mode, as it was before it was released to the live servers. The General EU had a bolt action mode that was taken out or left behind, and now it is reintroduced, and you can play with it right now on the Battlefield 1 CTE. And also the M9003 Experimental also has a bolt action mode available now, as opposed to only having access to the Peterson device, which gave your weapon 41 shots in a semi-automatic firing mode. You now can switch between that and the bolt action mode to get those long-range kills or higher damage one-shots. So let us know in the comments down below if you're excited for shock operations. I know I am. I've always preferred 40-man operations. And also if you're excited for like the new weapon variants that hopefully will come out soon, as well as some other changes. And of course, the free DLC contents for base game owners. While you're down there, be sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to BFNations to become part of the fastest growing unofficial Battlefield community in the world. And don't forget to check out my own channel if you want more Battlefield related content. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.